I said, Kristen, you come and sit over here. And he's arguing with me. It's not his seat. I said, I don't care if it's your seat or not. You sit over here, which was in front of Nicholas. Okay? You sit down, and you're supposed to be listening to Mr. Smith.
Okay.
He sat down for about 30 seconds, turned around, leaned over the desk, was taking books out of his desk while Mr. Smith was still speaking. I went up to Tristan again. I said, Tristan, sit down in the seat. You don't need your books. Please listen to Mr. Smith. Stood up, would not sit down. I said, okay, come with me. I took him to the back of the room so there would be no more disruption, okay, of the children who are trying to listen to Mr. Smith. I asked him to sit in the chair. It took him a while before he even acknowledged that he's listening to me. Then he goes in his chair and he kneels. And I said, no, sit in your chair. And he refused to sit. So I took him by the arm, this arm here, and I said, we need to go and see Mrs. Rise. Took him to Mrs. Rise, explained the whole thing again. And it's very funny. When I left, all of a sudden he's complaining of his wrist. I have no idea, never saw the wrist get hurt or whatever. However, about 35 minutes later, he was supposed to be doing an assignment, and he had something in his desk. It looked like a long tail. And with the wrist that supposedly is hurt, he is twisting it in the air. So I went to him and I said, Tristan, I said, your wrist must be better. And he ignored me and he kept twisting it in the air. So that's it. Is Mr. Smith coming down?
He's not being here.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. Gina says that we shouldn't be talking anymore until Mrs. Ross gets here.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I did was tell the story, and that's the way it is. Okay.
Is she on her way?
She, 1:30, she will be back down.
Mrs. Rice will be back
She went to a meeting.
Yes, and she did let you know, I heard her say that she needed to leave, and she talked to, I don't know what Charlotte Jones was
She
it?
told him she's leaving at 1:30 and coming back at 3.
No, no, she said that she would be back at 1:30, but she needs to leave at 3 again. I was there. So that is what happened. What I am concerned about, number one, is that we are not addressing the problem here. The problem is that Tristan seems to do whatever he wants. He seems to walk around out of his seat whenever he wants to, and when someone asks that he sit down again, he's not concerned about whoever asked him to sit down. He doesn't realize that, number one, it's disrespectful when a teacher is speaking in front of the class to get up and wander around. You're supposed to be listening to that teacher. Number two, you are disrupting the classroom. Those children that see you walking around are watching you. You need to sit down. And when a teacher comes up and asks you to sit down and you completely ignore her like she's not even there, that is a true problem.
So it seems to me like it's several problems. True enough, he should have sat down when you asked him to. But
Several times.
Yes, several times. But I also have a concern with him saying that his wrist is hurting. So it's both of them are issues.
I never touched his wrist. That's a ploy as far as I'm concerned. Okay, to extinguish.
Hi. Mrs. Rice is still unavailable for me right now, and I really feel uncomfortable there being like a conversation that she's not present in when she was fully aware and, knew what was going on. So I feel very uncomfortable about that, and I would prefer, we just either wait till we're able to see her. I understand your time is valuable, and I apologize for that she's not here. But I would prefer that she is here when you guys are talking, because she also knows what happened right after it happened. So, it'd be better than Ms. Morgan trying to defend herself, or everybody's saying two different things, And
No, I'm not on the defensive. I don't want to be put on the defensive.
And I just don't want it to turn into anything more than that,
It's not.
But I don't want to get yelled at.
Okay.
too, you know, because I know
don't
that.
want you to be.
Yeah, that'll happen.
We're-
That's the first thing
it
that'll
still
happen.
isn't. But the father did know.
Mr. Smith, okay, all right.
Mr. Jones did know that Mrs. Rice.
Mr. Timmons.
I'm sorry, Timmons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Is it Timmons? Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, I wish you would have corrected me when I said it.
Jones is, mom. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I got it. Okay.
I know this stuff because I do all
right.
the paperwork.
Anyway, Mrs. Rice did tell him I was in the office.
Okay.
That, on the telephone, that she would not be back until 1:30, and that
Oh,
she had to
okay.
leave again at 3. So
Oh, okay.
she did say that.
Oh, okay, because I was like, oh, yeah.
No, she did say that I was there.
Because I don't always get to hear the schedule, unfortunately,
That's right.
and I should.
Okay, okay, that's fine, because
Okay.
I have things to do
Right.
in the classroom.
So maybe I'll try to get Mr. Smith for you, okay? And,
Well, Mr. Smith then shouldn't be in
Mr.
here
Smith.
either until Mrs. Rice comes.
you're right.
Because he's the one that saw, he was the speaker, he was the one that was
Oh, he's the
instructing,
advisor.
he was the one that was instructing the class, and that's
okay.
why I asked Tristan to sit down, because he's a happy wanderer while a teacher is speaking.
Okay.
So, he's the one that saw
And
everything.
he's probably at lunch right now too, so I don't even know where he's gonna be. Are you
Okay.
able to come back at 1:30? Is that feasible for you?
I'm not sure, we may just wait.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back.
You're more than welcome to